Shaun Stocker from Wrexham has pushed mind and body to the limit. A frontline soldier whose life was transformed when he was just a teenager. A man determined to swap the pain of the past for a brighter beginning. What you had to go through and to get to where you are now, it takes some strength,
It's crazy. I think it was. I had to learn to become a civilian, an adult, and learn to live with a disability all at the same time. Places like this, I didn't think I'd be able to come and do after my injury. But every time I come up this mountain, it's easier every time I do it, and it's just nice to see where I've come from over the last 8 years to where I am now.
Shaun joined the army when he was 16. It was all he'd ever wanted to do. In 2010, he was serving with the Royal Welsh in Afghanistan. 1 week before his tour of duty was due to end, he went out on a routine patrol. And then everything changed. Shaun stepped on a bomb planted by the Taliban.
I knew it was quite bad because I couldn't move my legs below the knee. Obviously, the muscles had been taken away from my legs were gone straight away, so the muscles weren't attached to anything, so they couldn't move anything. But everything was pitch black, and I just remember shouting my guys to come and find me because I didn't know where I was. And I just remember thinking, hopefully it's just dirt in your eyes, that once your face is washed and they've got all the debris away and stuff, you'll be able to see something.
As well as losing both of his legs in the blast, Shaun had also been blinded. He was 19 years old.
He was in intensive care because obviously he couldn't see and he couldn't, do anything. And I was sitting next to him at his bedside one day, and he was like fidgeting in the bed, and he was good with his good arm. He was like, like this, and he goes, "Are you me mum?" And I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Are you sure?" I said, "Yes, Shaun." He goes, "Am I alive?" So I said, "Yes, Shaun, you are alive." And then he said, "No, am I alive?" And he was shouting. And then I just said, "Shaun, you're making too much noise to be dead." And then he just sort of relaxed, and that was it. And I thought, there's his will to live. I knew then that he wanted to live.
Although Shaun has come to terms with his new life, he still remembers those first few months of recovery when he hit rock bottom.
It does go through your mind, is what sort of a life are you going to have? I was 19 years old, lying in a bed, I couldn't walk and I couldn't see. Was I ever going to have a normal life again? Not only, learn how to live with my new body, but becoming an adult at the same time. 19, you think you're an adult, but you got a lot to learn at that age. It was a hard time. It was a tough time, but I knew that I would get through it. And I thought if I could make my life better in some way, then I would have overcome everything that happened to me. The alternative to where I wasn't worth thinking about.
Shaun's physical injuries have made him a different person with different priorities. He now volunteers at his local hospice and uses his army experience to support war veterans and new recruits. This year, he also received the British Empire Medal for his charity work.
I'm 8 years down the line, but I've lived 2 lifetimes in that 8 years, and I've learned the same amount to go with it. I'm not the same person I was before I was injured. And because of that now, I wouldn't dream of going back to that day because, I wouldn't recognise myself. It's quite strange when I tell people that, You know, stepping on a bomb was the hardest thing that's ever happened to me. But it was the decisions that I made afterwards that actually made it the positive that it is today.